Hello, and here we are at Christmas weekend. So, a very happy Christmas to you. Um, I probably should show my Christmas jumper a bit more, first of all, so that we get that distraction out of the way. Um, so, yes, that is an actual robin. Sorry, it's not an actual robin, um, uh, but anyway, some sort of robin stuck to my jumper. Anyway, get that out of the way. Maybe I shouldn't have shown that image first of all, but it's just good to be here and just to spend this time. And I'm going to read a reading today that we might be familiar with from John chapter 1. Um, so we hear maybe a lot of readings in the carol services that focus in on narratives of the Christmas story from Luke and Matthew's Gospel, but this is the one from John that gives a real sort of overview that is cosmic, if you like, and just really says a lot. So let's just hear this again. John 1 from verse 1. In the beginning in the beginning, the Word already existed. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He existed in the beginning with God. God created everything through him, and nothing was created except through him. The Word gave life to everything that was created, and his life brought light to everyone. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it. God sent a man, John the Baptist, to tell about the light so that everyone might believe because of his testimony. John himself was not the light. He was simply a witness to tell about the light. The one who is the true light, gives light to everyone, was coming into the world. He came into the very world he created, but the world didn't recognize him. He came to his own people, and even they rejected him. But to all who believed him and accepted him, he gave the right to become the children of God. They are reborn, not with a physical birth resulting from human passion or plan, but a birth that comes from God. So the world became human and made his home among us. He was full of unfailing love and faithfulness, and we have seen his glory, the glory of the Father's one and only Son. Now let's just step back here. Step back from the stories that we hear and know of Christmas time, and just consider this, because John refers to the Word. Maybe in a lot of circles, when we first of all think of the Word of God, we maybe think of the Bible. But actually, the Bible itself primarily refers to the Word as Jesus. The Word. This is the life-giving Word. This is one who was there before anything that we ever knew of, before the beginning, if you like. And we cannot take in the nature of the Word, of who God is, and that Jesus was there before all things, and through him creation happened. In this sense, God is unimaginable. What God does is unimaginable. What God is about is unimaginable. The nature of God is unimaginable. We cannot take in with our limited minds who God is. But in the nature of God, and in terms of what we read here, we are seeing that there is life, there is light, that this is God in all his glory and wonder and unimaginable greatness, bringing about light, bringing about life. And that life became from what we might perceive as the unimaginable to the imaginable, to what we do know. Not only a baby, but to our very circumstances, to the lives that we lead, through the difficulties that we are in. And verse 14 there, so the Word became human and made his home among us. In the literal translation there, it says he tabernacled with us. So it's referring to the tabernacle, the place focused on the worship of God and God's presence that the Israelites thousands of years earlier had as they journeyed through the wilderness. And so there was God planted among the people wherever they wandered, wherever they went. And so in this sense, God makes his home right here, right with us in our own circumstances, and knows us and enters into the exact circumstances we are in. That is just so powerful. Whatever we're going through and whatever this Christmas looks like for you, and listen, I know that as people listen to this, for some people, there might be just all sorts of jolly happiness going on. It may well be that it's just pretty ordinary and you go through the motions that you go through every Christmas nearly, and you meet up and then you eat too much and you just sort of sit around and whatever. Or maybe it's a Christmas where you just feel a loneliness, where there's isolation, where there's real challenges, and you just want to get through it. Or maybe there's some particular pain or hurt or loss that you're experiencing as well. So whatever those Christmases are, God knows. God is in the middle of them. God is there. But that it goes beyond Christmas. It is about life. It is about God entering into our existence. And God brings his power at work. It strikes me as a follower of Jesus, this is where I've got to be at. I can't, if I call myself a follower of Jesus, I can't be one who closes myself off into a nice, cozy, maybe religious existence, and doesn't deal with or be touched by the challenges or pains around about me. No, if I'm to be a follower of Jesus, well then I've got to follow Jesus in a sense, in the direction that he took in coming to earth. That if God was happy to dwell among the suffering and the challenges of this world, then I need to journey and I need to live out my life, my faith in that context. As God brought light into the darkness, is the light in the darkness, so he also calls us to be the light, calls us the light of the world, and to be active out there in the challenges and in the circumstances. I soon look forward in the next couple of weeks to moving to my new setting in Galway, and it's certainly my commitment within that it'd be down to earth, that my faith would not be restricted to just some particular closed settings, but that it's a faith that is expressed in the real world, and that's wherever we're at, God calls us to. So whether you're feeling challenges because of circumstances in your own life, or maybe things that you've even done yourself, or because of the setting that you're in, please know that these are the settings that God chose to be in, and knows and wants to work through us by his power, and somehow he uses us. May you know great encouragement as you step out, as you live out your faith. May you know great encouragement this Christmas time, whatever it's like for you, whatever's going on. And may you just have peace at this time and these days. So, but for now, a very happy Christmas.